Picture this. President Joe Biden is on stage, honoring LL Cool J and MC Lyte for their contributions to hip-hop. And then he stumbles over his words and makes a controversial comment. He refers to LL Cool J as boy, a term that, when used to refer to a black man, carries a heavy weight of racial insensitivity. This term, historically used in derogatory contexts, is considered offensive and dismissive, especially when used by a person of a different race. It diminishes the individual's status to that of a child, undermining their authority, dignity, and identity. But in this case, it didn't just slip out in a private conversation. It was said publicly during a speech to the Congressional Black Caucus. And it didn't take long for the backlash to begin. This comment sparked immediate backlash, setting the stage for a broader conversation about racial sensitivity and political correctness. As the news of Biden's comment spread, reactions from various quarters poured in. There was a swift and pointed response from many, particularly those who understand the racially charged history of the term boy when used to address black men. One of the first to voice his discontent was Leo Terrell, a contributor to Fox News. Terrell didn't mince words, stating unequivocally that this incident was not an isolated gaffe, but rather a reflection of a deeper, more troubling pattern. He pointed out that Biden has a history of making racially charged remarks, suggesting that this incident is yet another example of the president's racial insensitivity. Charlemagne Thargod, a popular radio host who himself has been on the receiving end of Biden's controversial comments, also weighed in. He emphasized the historical racial context of the word boy, underscoring just how offensive it can be. To bring this point home, he played a clip from the classic TV show Good Times, highlighting the term's racist connotations. The reactions weren't limited to media pundits. Everyday voters, particularly black voters, expressed their disappointment and frustration. Darnesha Weary, owner of Black Coffee Northwest, and Chris McCullough, a former Biden voter, both criticized the president for his insensitive language. They represent a growing number of black individuals who feel let down by Biden, not just because of this incident, but due to a pattern of remarks that they see as racially offensive. Jason Brown, the co-owner and CEO of 1918 Catering, raised another concern, the issue of Biden's age. He questioned whether Biden's age might be affecting his ability to connect with voters, particularly younger, more diverse voters. This concern has gained traction, especially as Biden's support among non-white voters has seen a significant drop compared to the last election. These reactions highlight the deep-seated concern about Biden's racial sensitivity, or lack thereof. It's clear that this incident has struck a nerve, and it raises questions about the president's ability to effectively communicate with and represent one of the most crucial segments of his voter base. The incident didn't just spark outrage among commentators and analysts, it also resonated with voters. Black voters, in particular, have expressed their disappointment and concern over President Biden's comment. Take Darnesha Weary, for example. She's not just an ordinary citizen, she's a business owner, running Black Coffee Northwest, a beacon of the community. When she heard about the incident, she was disappointed. She felt that the president's use of the term was inappropriate and hurtful. She wasn't alone in this sentiment. Enter Chris McCullough. Once a Biden voter, he now echoes Darnesha's disappointment, criticizing not just this incident, but past instances where the president used the same term to refer to black individuals. For him, it's not just about a single comment. It's about a pattern of behavior that, in his eyes, undermines the respect and dignity owed to the black community. Then there's Jason Brown, the co-owner and CEO of 1918 Catering. He brings another perspective to the table, raising concerns about President Biden's age. He questions whether Biden's advanced years might be impacting his ability to connect with voters, particularly younger ones. It's a question that has been raised by others as well, particularly as the former President Trump maintains a lead in some polls over Biden. These voices from the black community underscore the potential impact of Biden's comment on his relationship with black voters. They highlight the disappointment, the concern, and the questions that such an incident raises. And they remind us that words matter, especially when they come from those in positions of power. Ultimately, they leave us wondering, could this incident influence the voting decisions of black voters in future elections? Only time will tell. This incident comes at a time when Biden's support among minority voters is reportedly on the decline. Since his victory in the 2020 election, there's been a noticeable shift in the political landscape, with a significant drop in support for Biden among non-white voters. Pollster Lee Hartley Carter points out that these repeated missteps could harm Biden's chances of re-election. It appears that the president's controversial remarks, such as the recent "boy" comment, are not just causing a stir among critics, but are also impacting his standing among key voter demographics. In fact, recent polls indicate a decline in Biden's approval ratings among black voters, women and Hispanics, all of whom played a crucial role in his 2020 victory. This drop in support is not just a number, but a reflection of the growing frustration and disappointment among these communities. Darnesha Weary and Chris McCullough, both black business owners and voters, expressed their discontent with Biden's racial insensitivity. Their voices represent a broader sentiment of disenchantment among minority voters who feel overlooked and underrepresented. Moreover, concerns about Biden's age, as raised by Jason Brown, co-owner and CEO of 1918 Catering, add another layer to this issue. Brown questions Biden's ability to connect with younger, more diverse voters, a demographic that is increasingly defining the political conversation. These numbers suggest a growing disconnect between Biden and key voter demographics, which could have significant implications for future elections. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how Biden's administration responds to this decline in support and whether they can navigate these choppy political waters. That's all we have time for today. It's been a deep dive into an issue that has stirred up quite a conversation. We hope this discussion has provided you with some food for thought, and we encourage you to share your perspectives in the comments section below. Whether you agree or disagree with the reactions to President Biden's remark, your voice matters in this ongoing dialogue. As we continue to navigate the ever-changing landscape of politics, it's more important than ever to stay informed and contribute to the conversation. So, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any future updates from us. Remember, each one of us plays a crucial role in shaping the narrative of our society. Your engagement, your questions, your thoughts, they all contribute to this collective journey we're on. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep the conversation going.